Hello everyone, today we are going to be building this particular simple looking restaurant landing page in React, and the code will be very simple and I'll try explaining each and every simple step. I'll attach a link to the Figma file in the description so you can get these assets or these images so that we can use in this project later on. I will also attach a link to this particular GitHub repository. So in case if you want to clone it, you can just simply download the code and hit npm start and run it. But we will be building it from scratch. So I'll open an empty folder and I'll open this folder in Visual Studio Code. You can absolutely use any of the code editor you want. I'm just using Visual Studio Code here, and let's open up this terminal. Click on this terminal button and click on new terminal and write npx create react app and /. So now the initial project setup is ready. Let's clear this up and hit npm start. What this will do is this will open up this particular project in our browser. So here you can see some initial loading done by React. What we have to now do is we have to clear up these particular files. Let's go into index.js and remove these lines, line number 5 and these lines as well. Also you can delete this file, report web vitals, and also delete this file called setup.test.js. we don't need these files. We will also delete the logo and we will keep the index, and we'll also delete the app.test.js file. And yeah, I think this will work fine. Also we need to delete the index.css file. We don't need that. Let's just clear this up, delete everything from app.css file, and we need to remove this line as well. So let's remove this and go to app.js, and logo is not available anymore, so we will remove the line. Okay, and we will also clear this up. Just in order to test, let's write a simple hello and check. Okay, so this is working. Let's go back to our GitHub repository. You can go into this source folder and then in this particular app.css, what we need to do is just copy the code and paste it here in the app.css file. So I have already compiled all the CSS for you so that we just need to focus on the component structure. I think this will help you a lot. So let's go back and let's see. Okay, so the app.css is working. Now we need to add some font. So go to Google Fonts and search in Ream Kofi. So this is the name of font. Go down here and select these styles and copy the HTML for it. Just click on this button and come back to your public folder into the index.html, and you can paste it here. We can remove these lines, this one as well, and we can change the name from React app to restaurant landing page. You can name it whatever you like. I will also remove these commented lines as well, so we don't need these logos. Let's grade them. Okay, I think it's fine. Let's refresh this. Okay, so the font has been applied. Now what we need to do is simply create a folder named components, and in this particular folder we will create all our components. For example, this home component, this about component, and these components as well. So basically what we are doing is we are dividing our project, our page, into a lot of different smaller components, so that it makes it easier for us to understand the code at parent level and render it better. Let's go to code, and in the components folder let's create a file called home.js. And what you can do is click on your keyboard, hit Ctrl K and then hit M, and then type in React. So what this does is it enables the React IntelliSense, so it will be a lot easier for you to code with it. Just type in RAFCE. This will create a arrow function component. In case this particular shortcut is not working for you, then what you need to do is you need to install this particular library, React ES7, Redux React Native Snippets. You can install this, and I hope it will work. Let's go back to code. What we need to do is now we can also create a new file called navbar.js and do the same. Ctrl K, then M, then type in React and then hit enter, and then we can say RAFCE, and we can import this navbar. Import navbar. We can render this navbar in our home component, so let's just paste it here and give this div a class name of home container. Let's go to app.js. Let's import home component and simply render the home component down here. Now let's go to our navbar.js file, and we need to get this particular assets folder. So what you can do is you can clone the project and get the assets folder. I actually already have this on my computer, so I'll just copy paste, but you can absolutely clone it from there. I don't think it will cause any problem. Or what I will do is I will attach a link to this assets folder, and directly in the description you can go and download that directly. Let's go back to our code, and we need to import our logo. Now what we need to do is we need to actually install a few of libraries. So the first library we need to install is called React Icons. You can simply write it down, and this will take you to the website. So just copy this particular code and paste it in the terminal and hit enter. The second library we need to import is MUI.com. So click on get started, click on installation, and you will get the code. So copy and then paste and hit enter. Also we need to install this package. npm install this one for icons. So just copy and paste, and I think they are installed. So the packages are now installed. Let's close this terminal. Let's import a few of things that we need. So now we are done with our imports. So now let's create a few variables. We will name the first variable as open menu. This will be used in order to make sure that the navbar is responsible and with smaller devices as well. So set open menu, and initialize this open menu variable to be false. Let's create another variable for our menu options. Now we are done with our variables. Let's start building the HTML structure for our navbar. We will name the what we will do is we'll replace this div with nav, and this one also with nav, and inside of this nav we will create a div. Now actually we are done with the desktop navbar. What we need to do is now we need to make sure that this navbar is responsive. So what we will do is we will create somewhat like a slider that will slide down from the right part of mobile screen when viewed this website on smaller devices. So let's just do it. I'll open this side by side and I'll let you know what I'm doing here. So I think we are done with our navbar. Let's go back to our home.js file, and we need to add the structure of our home component. So let's get started. Before we actually write down the JSX of our home component, we need to import a few things. So let's import the banner images and the images we need in order to complete the home component. Now that we have completed the import statements, now let's move forward with our JSX. In case of our heading, we can simply go here and copy the text and paste it here. Same for the paragraph as well. Just come down here, copy the text and paste it in here. Now we are done with our home component. Let's go back to app.js, or simply let's go back to components and create a new folder called about.js and simply hit Ctrl K M, then React, then enter, then RAFCE to generate the snippet of code we need. And let's get we need to import a few things before we get started. So we need to import actually the background and the about image and icon as well. So let's do it. I think we are done with our imports. Now let's start building the structure of our about.js about section. So we'll start with assigning the class names and copying the content from Figma file and then pasting it in here. So let's do it. We also need to import the about.js file in our app.js component. So let's import about.js file and render it here. Yeah, so it's working fine actually. Let's move to another component. The next one we have is work section. So let's create a file called work.js and rafce with control km then react. So first of all, let's import few of the things that we need to import in order to get this work page look correct according to our design. So let's import all those images. We are not done with our imports and variables, so now let's start building the structure. Let's start with giving this parent div with a class name of work section and wrapper. Another div class name would be work section and top, and we need to enter a subheading actually. Now I think we are done with our work page. What we need to do is let's import the work page in our app.css file and render it here. Okay, so it is rendering, but we have a problem right here. This needs to be more bold. So what we can do is we can go back to our work page and remove the subheading to make it just heading, and it's fine now. So the work page is done, and now we need to move on to our next component, and our next component is the testimonial section. So let's create a new file called testimonials. We just need to import a image and star icon in this particular page, so let's do it. So these were the only imports in this particular file. Now we will be moving forward to our HTML and we will assign the class names. So let's do it. So I think we are done with our testimonial page. Now let's simply go back to our app.js and import the testimonial page and render it down below the work section. Yeah, it's working fine. So yeah, it's working fine, but we need to change the color of these stars. Let's go back to the testimonial section, and we need to just add an S here. Yeah, so it's now perfect. The next component we have is this particular contact section. Let's go ahead and build this. For this we need to make a new file in component folder. Just name this as contact.js, then type in RAFCE. You can do control K M and then React. For this particular page we don't need to import anything. We can simply start writing our JSX right down here. Let's give it a class name of contact page wrapper. So the contact page was pretty much straightforward. Now we need to do the same with contact page. Let's import the contact page and paste it below testimonials. Yeah, it's coming up and it's working fine. The next component we have is our last component, which is footer, this particular section. Let's go ahead in components folder and create a file named footer.js, RAFCE, save, and then control K M and then React to enable React IntelliSense. For the footer we need to import a few things. So let's import our logo and several icons. So we are done with our imports now. Let's start writing the JSX in order to make the footer look good. So I think we are done with our footer section. Now let's simply import the footer, and we just need to render it down the contact section, and I think it should work fine. Okay, it's not coming up. So we need to check the issue. Okay, it's coming up. So yeah, it's working fine, and I think this is complete now. So yeah, this is actually working fine in the mobile devices as well. As you can see, it's completely responsive, and I hope you really like the video, and please do let me know if you have any confusion or any problems related to this one, and also do suggest me what videos should I post on this channel related to coding in the field of React, maybe in Web3 development or Web2 development as well. So I would really appreciate your contribution.